Dad's night to cook. It is Dad's night to cook. From the pantry he'll take a look from a book to see what we'll dine on tonight. What you gonna cook, Dad? What we gonna eat? His recipe's great, it is a must. When he cooks, he makes believe and trust, and a wonderful meal on the table. Yummy for our tummy. It is Dad's night to cook.
Hi everybody, welcome to the channel Dad's Night to Cook. I'm your professionally amateur, always tasty. Now you know it's always tasty because you tried the recipe. Non-time committed because we ain't got no time for no shenanigans and foolishness. Full menu, home cooking dad, Chef Manny. Letting you there know that when it is your night to cook, you don't have to pick up a phone because a home cooked meal is what? In your pantry and refrigerator away. All right. So let's get started on today's menu. But first of all, I have got to show you my new apron. All right, y'all see that apron? It's a beautiful burgundy color. Yes, and it says what? That's what it says. It was given to me by the youngest. An early Happy Father's Day gift. But nonetheless, we're going to make something today called Tonton Red's Tortellini Concoction. Tonton in French is an affectionate way of saying uncle. So Tonton Red, my Uncle Red. He wasn't really my blood uncle, but you know, you got these mature kind of people in your family. You call auntie and uncle and stuff like that. So one day I was visiting him in the Bahamas. And he came up with this concoction. I don't think he knew what he was doing. But you know, he's from Chef Manny's side of the family. So, you know, we just put things together and they always taste delicious. And it was a wonderful dish. So I'm going to try to recreate it. But some of the things that I'm going to remove from it is he used conch, which is a shell kind of fish that you find in the sea. And it's an acquired taste. Either you like conch or you don't like conch. So we're not going to use conch today. We're going to use some chicken. And we already got the chicken going. And I'm going to show you going with that. It's just seasoned with some salt, pepper, some paprika, and garlic powder. All right, you know how Chef Manny does, but we'll show you that. The other things I'm going to remove from that, he added olives. Now you know Chef Manny don't do olives. And I know y'all saying, you a Chef Manny, you don't do olives? Olives is a nightmare for Chef Manny. A nightmare. I don't like black olives. I don't like green olives. And someone even said you should try it with some Roquefort cheese in it, some blue cheese in it. It still had the reaction, and not only that, but it smelled like toe jams. I can't do it. So I'm gonna replace them with some banana peppers and jalapenos. Okay? So let's get on started. Come on with me. Let's go into the refrigerator and the pantry and see what we need for our Tonton Red's Tortellini. All right, so come on. We definitely need from the refrigerator, we'll need our tortellini. And what I'm doing is I'm using a fresh tortellini. This is a semi-homemade. We are not making tortellinis today. So I'm using just a fresh tortellini for that. We'll put that in some boiling water. We're going to use for our tortellini, we're going to use goat cheese. Now this kind of got a Greek Caesar kind of twist to it. But you know feta cheese is half and half. Feta cheese is like sheep, but sometimes goat. Mix it together, goat, feta, sheep. It's all, whichever. It's goat, it's that animal, okay? Bye-bye. There we go. So we're going to use some goat cheese in our dish today. And we're going to use some tomatoes. So I got some beautiful, great tomatoes there. We are not using garlic today for our dish. But from the pan, I think that's all we need from the refrigerator. Ooh, we might need an onion, a red onion. Where is my onion? It might not. Ooh, I'm going to get the onion in just a second because it's over there in the counter. From the pantry, we're going to need some jar banana peppers. And I got some creamy Caesar dressing. And we're going to use some fried onions like for our croutons. So it's like a Caesar Greek salad, but with tortellini. So we'll need all of that, and we're gonna cut up our onions and our tomatoes and do all of that good stuff. I'm gonna leave the goat cheese in the refrigerator until we need it, until we actually gonna serve it. But like I said, I got the chicken going, so let's go take a look at what's going on with that chicken. So we got our chicken going, and I just seasoned it with some salt, some pepper, some garlic powder, some paprika, and I'm putting a little bit EVOO in there. And I know we talked about the olive, and you said I told you I don't like olives, but I love me some EVOO, some extra virgin olive oil. Now in that olive oil, I put just a pat of butter in there to get this chicken going. Now when it doesn't bounce back is when it's ready. So we're not ready for this chicken to be done. Now maybe we want to save all of this good juicy goodness to add to our finished product of our dish. So let's get our tortellini in some salted water, boiling water. All right, y'all, while we got our chicken going and our water for our pasta, our tortellini, we're gonna start with our tomatoes. So I got these beautiful cherry tomatoes. So we're gonna probably use about a cup of these, and we're gonna cut them in half. You can save the rest for a snack for later, okay? So I'm just gonna cut them in half, just the halfway segment of it, and I'll put them in a different bowl, and then we're gonna cut up our onion. Now, what I need is just half of red onion. The other half I'm going to add to my pickled onion jar. Now we made these pickled onions before. Now it's just I use 2 pickled jalapeno peppers, 2 cups of vinegar, distilled vinegar, and some red onions. And ooh, if you make a charcuterie platter, or you've got some kind of hors d'oeuvres going, or you just want to have a nice salad with some pickled red onions, it is divine. So you can just use your rest of your red pepper for that, red onion for that. So we'll do that. So let's just finish up with these tomatoes and cut up our onion and get the rest of this TONTON Red's tortellini dish going. Again, as promised, we only need half of a red onion that we're going to just dice up here. And the other half, we're just going to make our pickled red onion. Our TONTON Red's tortellini extravaganza. It's actually a concoction because it's got all kinds of stuff in there. So TONTON Red's tortellini concoction is a more appropriate name for that dish. And now we're going to take our beautiful chicken, and we're just going to give it a nice rough chop. And you add this at the end of the dish. And this will be the dish is served at room temperature. I have to take a piece of that chicken, nicely cooked. And just dice it and set it to the side, and we'll use it a little bit later. All right, y'all, let's assemble our TONTON Red's tortellini concoction. So what we're going to use is we're going to use the butter and all the goodness from the butter and the olive oil that we used earlier. We're going to just line that with the bottom of our pan. It's got a nice little red tinge to it because you had some paprika in there. I'm going to use all the bottom of that goodness in our dish. And right now we have our tortellini kind of cooling off. So what I'm going to add is my jalapeno and banana peppers that I chopped up. So I use about a tablespoon of diced jalapenos and about a 1/4 cup of banana peppers. And I gave those a rough chop, just so we don't have huge chunks of pepper in there. And I'm gonna give it a little saute toss in there just to marinate those flavors together. Next, I'm gonna add the onion, half of a diced red onion, and it was pretty much of a medium onion. And put that in there. And also toss it in that butter goodness that we cooked our chicken in. For some flavor. So you see right now, I haven't added any kind of salt or pepper. We will at the end if it needs it. But I don't think it's going to need any, especially if you seasoned up your chicken. So it should have the salt in there from there. Now next we're just going to add our tomatoes again, just so it can incorporate the flavor. And I used about a cup of grape tomatoes. Hold on, somebody's at my door. I gotta go see who it is. Hold on. I know sometimes we just like to be nosy, but I had to go to the door because the postman was letting me know that my contacts was here. Yes, they deliver everything these days. You don't have to go to the store anymore to go pick up your contacts. But I'm telling y'all, on my way there, I tripped. Can somebody send me some help on how not to keep tripping? Why I tripped? I'm okay though. I'm all right. But let's finish this Tonton Red's Tortellini concoction. So we added those tomatoes in there into our concoction. Let's give it, just so they can incorporate all those flavors. And now what we're going to add is we're going to add a few sprigs of fresh parsley. And you know we got the parsley in the garden. Am I looking at the right place? We got the parsley from the garden. So we're going to get a few sprigs of that from my youngest's garden. All right, some parsley. All right, now we're going to add our fresh parsley that we chopped up. Not only does it give a nice deluge of flavor, it also gives it a bit of pop of color. With all that red and the onion and the tomatoes, just gives it a little bit pop, almost like a bruschetta kind of feel to this. Okay, and now we're going to add our wet ingredients, which is just about a half a cup of creamy. I'm using a creamy Caesar dressing to add to this. So we're going to add about a half of cup into our dish. I mean, we could kind of make our own Caesar dressing, but the process is just so long. So we're just going to add this. So we just added, them clocks, them grandfather clocks. Oh my goodness, why they always know when to go off? Oh! Song. Time's the time. All right, I'm gonna try to talk over them clocks. So we added our Caesar dressing into that. Don't that look good already? And if you want to add more, you can do that. And our tortellini has been sitting in the fridge. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a wooden spoon and we're gonna give it a nice mix with our cheese, triple cheese tortellini. Finish up our Tonton Red's tortellini concoction. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold in these little pillars of goodness, cheese goodness. I have to taste me one. So delicious. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold it in. They're still a little warm, but we're gonna stick them back in the refrigerator. These cheese tortellinis. Gonna put them in there. All right, just to finish off this meal that we made today, I made me some oatmeal cookies. Okay, I didn't go through the recipe or anything like that, but let me just show you. I had like 6 cookies baking in this oven. Okay, they look delicious. Okay. Good. All right, you guys, thank you for joining me for this episode of Dad Nice to Cook. Now, remember to subscribe, comment, share, like, and hit that notification bell so you know when new episodes have been posted. Remember, a home-cooked meal is only your pantry and your refrigerator away. We've proven it time and time from a home-cooked meal. Alrighty, y'all be safe. God bless.
tonight. What you gonna cook, Dad? What we gonna eat? His recipe's great, it is a must. When he cooks, he makes believe and trust, and a wonderful meal on the table. Yummy for our tummy, it is as night to cook.